Okay, we're back with Super Rugby Round 3, and Super Rugby Rounds 1 and 2 are two of the best rounds you'll ever see. Super Rugby Round 1 was probably the best round of any rugby, in either code, in any sport even, in a league. You could see, oh my god, it was fantastic. And Super Rugby Round 2 was also very, very good. I mean, a personal favourite game was probably the Hurricanes in Napier against the Fijian Drua for me. I think that was a really good game. Loved the crowd and the atmosphere up there in Napier. But yes, it got into the third round this week, and it's another exciting set of fixtures, I think, and some great games to get into. And here's the 5 fixtures for round 3 in Super Rugby, and there's some very exciting fixtures there, as I was saying. First of all, we're kicking off with Moana Pasifika against the Highlanders. Hugely exciting, I think. It's got a New Zealand derby. I know Moana Pasifika sort of represent all the island nations, but I think that's very exciting. But first game for them this season up in North Harbour, and we get to see Ardie Savea lead out the Moana Pasifika for the first time up there in the north of Auckland. I can't wait for this. I am really looking forward to this game. It's going to be exciting. And then obviously got the Highlanders, who played brilliantly last week against the other Auckland team, the Blues. And yeah, I think it was fantastic. Timothy Tavatavanawai winning player of the round last week. He was fantastic. I watched that 3 breakdown steals, that incredible 50-22 from the penalty, like quick tap and go, kicks it, 50-22, gets his team up 40 metres up the field. Absolutely brilliant from him. He's been getting All Black call-ups and shouts from fans in the last week, which makes sense, but Geordie Barrett is still available for All Black selection. We have to remember it's only a sabbatical to Leinster. He is not sort of left like Moanga. He's not broken any sort of, he's not left New Zealand contract. He's still under contract New Zealand, so Geordie Barrett is still available to be picked for New Zealand this year. But yeah, Tavatavanawai has been getting calls to play inside centre for the All Blacks. Finn Hurley getting a couple of nice tries last week. Sam Gilbert also got one to get those 3 tries for the Highlanders to help get the win over the Blues. Can they put in a repeat performance and sort of do the same up in North Harbour? Fabian Holland in the locks. I just have to mention him because why can't he play for Holland? Why can't he play for the Netherlands? I know he wants to play for the All Blacks, but I just loved it if he played for the Netherlands while also playing for his Super Rugby team. I think overall predictions for this one, I'm going to say, I think it's really going to be close. The Highlanders have been, a close loss to the Waratahs in round 1, a good win against the Blues in round 2, but I'm going to go for a Moana Pasifika win. If I'm right, they've lost both of their first 2 games, and I think they're going to get a win at home. They need a win, they deserve a win, and the performances have sort of showed they deserve a win. So I'm going to say Moana Pasifika to beat the Highlanders in round 3. And next up we have the Waratahs at home against the Fijian Drua, and this is a really exciting game. I want to definitely talk about the halfbacks in particular. I think Jake Gordon and Taina Edmed going up against Kuruvali and Caleb Muntz. That's going to be a really exciting battle between the 2 sets of 9s and 10s. And that should be a really exciting game. It's going to be a really difficult one to predict because the Fijian Drua, obviously losing at home to the Brumbies and really making it hard against the Hurricanes. They're putting 2 great performances but have no wins on the board to show for it. The Waratahs had a great, fantastic win in the final minutes against the Highlanders in the first round. Then they bye the second week, so it's difficult to know who's going to win this. Obviously, no Suwali for the Waratahs. That's the big news for this week. He's out for this week. I don't think it's a long-term injury, but he's just out for round 3. A really strong back 3 for the Waratahs, the likes of Darby Lancaster, Andrew Kellaway, and Max Jorgensen. So, yeah, it's going to be a really interesting game. I am going to go for a Waratahs win. I think they just have just a bit more quality throughout the whole team. There's sort of a lot of Wallabies experience there. I'm going to go for a Waratahs win, but this will definitely be close. This will be a close game. I could easily see the Drua getting a away win. I don't think Sydney always has the best atmosphere for a home team to really capitalise on, so I'm going to go with a Waratahs win, but I could definitely get that wrong. Next up, the first game on the Saturday afternoon, if you're from New Zealand, Australia, is the Chiefs against the Brumbies, and this is going to be an exciting game. This game last week at Waikato, the Chiefs versus Crusaders game, looked absolutely fantastic. The stadium, the atmosphere looked brilliant. I wanted to be there. I was watching on TV, and I wish I could be in that stadium in Hamilton. It looked absolutely brilliant. So hopefully we can get a similar vibe this week against the Brumbies at the Chiefs Stadium, it's going to be brilliant. The Chiefs have got a strong team, but the big news is Xavier Rowe is sort of dropped to the bench and swaps Cortez Ratimus starting. He's been on the bench for the first 2 rounds. Damien McKenzie continued his role at fullback. An exciting centre partnership for the Chiefs with Quinn Tapia and Anton Leonard-Brown continuing. Tupou Vaa'i captains the team this this week. And for the Brumbies, well, probably even a more exciting back three, you could argue, with Muirhead, Corey Toole and Tom Wright. Oh, God, that could be a Wallabies back three. That really could. I mean, Corey Toole, I don't know how he has not got a Wallabies cap so far. Tom Wright, probably you could argue the Wallabies' best player in 2024. And that's saying something, considering some of the outstanding performers in that team. Massive front row again. Slipper and Alatoa as the props for the Brumbies. That is going to be very strong. Nick Frost in the pack. Charlie Cale at number 8. There's some big names there. And it's definitely no Valentini though. Is the big news to say. No Valentini for this one. But the Brumbies could make this a very physical game. They got to use that maul to their advantage and really put the Chiefs under pressure. But I think we'll see some exciting tries as well with the Brumbies back three, the Chiefs style of play, and hopefully stadium in Hamilton is bouncing in this game. But for prediction, I'm going to go with a Chiefs win still. Because the Brumbies, I think they've lost the first 2 games now, haven't they? I think that's right. No, he's an idiot. I just checked the result, and of course they beat the Drua. On the first round away in Fiji. So the Brumbies have won 1 game. Obviously lost last week against someone. I can't remember who they lost to last week. Oh, of course they had that. Oh, I just remember. I didn't have to check, but I just remember they had that crazy loss at home to the Western Force. Oh, what a game that was. There've been so many brilliant games already in the first 2 rounds of Super Rugby. Really exciting stuff. But yeah, the Brumbies will be looking to get that second win under their belt, but the Chiefs are going to be a tough opponent. I'm going to go for a Chiefs win. And arguably the game of the weekend, the Hurricanes at home against the Blues. I think they're back in Wellington this week. Massive New Zealand derby, huge clash here, and I'm excited for this one. Obviously, we've got there's quite a lot of Hurricanes players missing here. I kind of need to check my list, but Amura's out, Tyrell Lomax is out, and some other people. Billy Proctor and Ruben Love are 2 other big names who are out. But it's all right, we've got some big names playing. We've got the strong back row of Brad Shields, Karifi and Peter Lakai. And we've got Cam Roygard and Harry Godfrey, 2 great halfbacks there. There's still some great players playing for the Hurricanes and for the Blues. We've just got to look at that back 3. Bowden Barrett, Caleb Clark and Mark Tiller. That is pretty fantastic. The pretty sort of consistent halfback pairing of Finley Christie and what's his name, Harry Plummer. That scrum is also looking pretty powerful for the Blues. Likes of Riccatelli and Satutu, Papali, Tupalotu. There's some real quality in the forward pack for the Blues. It's going to be a really exciting game, really close game. Obviously, Bowden Barrett has a lot of history playing for both of these teams throughout his career. I'm really not sure who to call here. The Blues obviously lost both their first 2 games. The Hurricanes coming off a good win, as I said, in Napier against the Fijian Drua last round. Oh, I'm really undecided. I think I'm actually going to go for a Blues win. We know Wellington isn't the best place for a home team. We've seen it with the Canes at times and the All Blacks last year. I think the Hurricanes has got a few too many injuries. I'm going to be... I would say this is not the popular bet with the bookies, with betting agents, and I'm going to say the Blues will get an away win here. Then the final game of the weekend. I am very, very excited for this one. An all Aussie clash here in Perth. The Western Force take on the Reds, and the Reds' first game last week in round 2, and they looked very exciting at times. Also a bit of a scrappy game against Moana Pasifika. But, I just love watching the Reds. I loved watching like Seru Uru and Fraser McWright and Harry Wilson in that back row. So I cannot wait to watch this one in particular. Other notable starters for the Reds include Zane Nongor, Matt Fesler, Tate McDermott, love Tate McDermott, Tom Liner, Dalgunu. So it's a strong team there. Josh Fluke at outside centre, but also a very strong bench, likes of Liam Wright on the bench, Harry McLaughlin, Phillips, and Tim Ryan. So, they're going to last the 80 minutes here, the Reds. But the Western Force have a strong team themselves, obviously coming back off that round 1, one of the best finishes to a game you'll ever see. Ben Donaldson going under against Moana Pasifika. I think that was against. Both these teams have played Moana Pasifika, which is fun. But yes, Western Force had a fantastic first win at home in round one, and it's the first time they're back since the likes of Nick Dolly, Darcy Swain, Tizano, Nick White and Ben Donaldson, a halfback pairing, very exciting. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great game between these two Australian teams. Who to predict to win though? I think, God, every single game I'm really like, I have no idea who's going to win. I could be completely wrong. I could get it completely like, I might predict a narrow win for the Force, and then the Reds will go and blow them out the water, and that could happen in all these games. It's crazy how exciting and unpredictable the league is right now, the Super Rugby. But I'm going to go for a close away win for the Reds. That's just my opinion. Maybe there's some bit of bias there. I don't know. I just have a soft spot for the Reds, but I think they've got a bit more quality throughout the whole team. I'm going to go for a Reds away win. But that really rounds up my thoughts for round 3. Let me know what predictions you've got for all 5 of these games. And yeah, if you've got this far, please do drop a like and a subscribe if you're not already. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers by next week, preferably to go live on YouTube for Six Nations games and Super Rugby games if you'd like to see that. But yes, thank you guys for watching if you got this far, and I'll see you in the next one.